Hello and welcome back to Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Uh, one day, I'll remember how loud this game is. So I was correct. The library is somewhere here. I just don't remember where. It's actually kind of funny. I was about to play SMT5. Like I had the recording all set up for that, which granted is a pretty easy setup. But and then I went to go turn my Switch on and didn't have my Switch docked. It's lying around somewhere. I think it's by my bed, and I didn't really, in my laziness, I didn't feel like getting up to get it because I just wanted to play a game. I just wanted to record something. So I figured, I've been kind of slacking on the Bloodstained output, so I could make a new Bloodstained video. I mean, I know one like just came out the other day, and it has been a minute since SMT5. But I gotta show some love for the other games that I'm playing. At this point, I'm not entirely sure if I will end up finishing SMT5 before the new year. I would like to, but I'd have to actually play it. I have this feeling. I might have mentioned. I don't know. I might have mentioned it. That I have that feeling you get when you're about to beat a game. And you don't want it to be over, so you kind of stop playing. That portrait looks like a blonde Noctis. I don't know if anyone else sees that. So that's my issue right now. But I'd like to finish one of the series I've gone on, because I don't want too many going on at once. Then it becomes a pain to like regularly update them and stuff. And I don't want to have like a bunch of ongoing playthroughs and there's so many like days between parts. I feel like already happens with this game. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to end up like ignoring any games, because I feel like playing other ones. So for the time being, I'll just stick with the three that I have right now. But I do want to finish them up, mostly because I have other games I'd like to play and record. A friend of mine was gracious enough to she sent me like 3 games, and I feel kind of guilty because I sent him 1 game, and like I was like, I went with a genre I'm pretty sure he likes. We've had some disagreements on Hollow Knight. And we have differing opinions on Metroidvania games. So I wanted to get him one. And I was actually thinking about either this or Ender Lilies. Because they're on sale. And I don't want to spend too much money. Like, if I had the ability to, like, I would. Like, most of the time, like when it comes to gifts, like money isn't really something that like I'm too concerned with. But with this year, circumstances leave me unable to like be as unconcerned with costs as I usually would be. So I feel guilty because I got them. I didn't spend as much, and I don't like it when I get a gift and I'm like unable to reciprocate like the amount spent. Like I know it's the thought, right? Like and that's what that's what matters. But like there's something in my brain where I'm like I have to be able to like match. And like if I spend something on like an amount on like one friend, like I can't spend more on other friends because then I don't want to say like, oh, well, you're all, well, it's not what I would actually be saying, but I don't want it to like be viewed as like oh, you're only like worth this much as my friend, like, so I try to keep things as equal as I can when it comes to giving gifts, because I'm neurotic, and it drives me crazy, which is why the holidays are a stressful time for me at least, because I want everyone to be valued, or feel valued and feel happy, and to like be like, oh well, I spent like $5 or $10 on a game to give to one friend, but then like another one gets a game that's like $20, then it's like I feel like I'm sending a message that I don't want to send, even if it's not the case, and so everyone gets equal treatment, and then I feel really guilty when someone ends up spending more on me. It's like no, like you weren't supposed to do that. Like you should have. Please, like I always beg people, please do not spend too much on me if you're going to reciprocate. So, but anyway, so this friend of mine, he sent me a good amount of games, and one of them is Hitman Blood Money. Okay, I'm using up all my fucking potions. And I am not very good at stealth games, but I thought it would be an interesting game to try out. Am I dumb? Where does the lever Ex Machina like begin and end? This still counts. Oh no, this is Towers of Twin Dragons. I don't want to be here. I cannot for the life of me remember where this library is. Driving me nuts. Sent me, besides Hitman, Celeste, which I've heard good things about, but I was always like kind of like on the fence about it. I don't remember why. I think I like heard something about like the game devs that I was like, I don't know if I want to buy their game. I think they got like political or something, and I was just like, I'm not dealing with these like nut jobs. So, but I guess that's another one where I might play that. I don't think it's that big of a game, right? Like, so it might be an interesting game to play through. My only fear is if I don't end up liking it, or if I'm really fucking bad at it, and I'm like kind of committed to playing it anyway. And but you know, I'll give it a try, and maybe it'll be a game I like. So if it is, I might play it. I might try to do like a variety, like video or maybe stream. Kind of depends. The problem with streaming me is time, like what time to like do it. Because I'd want to do it at night, where like no one else is really using the internet. But then that becomes like it's kind of late, and then I'll end up staying up like really, well. I mean, I stay up really late anyway, but then like stay up really late, and I don't know how good that would be for me, for anyone else. And then Cadence of Hyrule, I'm actually not Cadence of Crypt of the Necrodancer. So I think, did I say Cadence of Hyrule earlier? Because I meant Crypt of the Necrodancer. That one I'm really excited to play because I really enjoyed Cadence of Hyrule. So that should be a great game to play. I just realized I never like adjusted my microphone, and I'm like farther back than usual. So hopefully my microphone hasn't cut out at all. Yeah, like Cadence of Hyrule, it's like one of those like games where like when I first heard of it, I was like, that's weird. But I was like, and I waited like a few years before I played it. Like I picked up like, I think I was just like looking, I was like, I wanted like a new Switch game to play. Like, what's one that like I never like played. And I saw like it had a physical release with the DLC, and I was like, you know what? I'll give this game a try. And I gave that a try, and it was amazing. Kind of scared. Oh. So maybe I could also give Crypt of the Necrodancer a try playing, like recording. If it's anything like me playing Cadence of Hyrule, it might be a little disastrous. I don't want to use up all my potions, but man, I've used up all my potions. I'm not even where I'm supposed to be looking right now. And another friend, because you know I exchange gifts. another friend sent me Senran Kagura Estival Versus, which I am a fan of the franchise, but I don't know if it's something where if I did like a variety like show, I don't know what to call it, you know, if I did like, you know, a bunch of games I got as gifts, if I should play that. I don't know how YouTube handles Senran Kagura. I mean, especially Estival Versus, I think like what a lot of the time is spent like in swimsuits, and it's big anime booba. So I mean, people have played it before, right? Like, I don't think I should get in any real trouble. Like, Galgun is a game that people have played, right? Like, and I think Galgun is about just as bad. I was actually genuinely surprised. My best friend, he has a habit of sending me like hentai games whenever it's like my birthday or like a holiday. So I tried to get back at him this year and send him one, and for once he ended up sending me like a normal game, which then made me feel weird. Like, I'm like, well, now I bought you like this freaking hentai game, and like, but you're always doing that to me. So, holy crap! 14 defense Constitution. Well, the Constitution goes up. My resistance is... oh my god, I'm even wearing it? Oh, it even changes my abilities. Oh, damn, I can't even, like... I can't do anything with this. Well, I guess... I am Shovel Knight. This is kind of cool. I don't know if I will keep playing like this. Mainly because the sound of movement is fucking awful. You know what? I think I'm going back to the sword. I tried looking up a map to figure out where DO is, or OD, and I couldn't find him. I think the Fextra Life page, like where the map should have been, it literally just said map like goes here or something like that, like, or like insert map. So I was like, oh cool, like the one page that I need doesn't have the map. I mean, I don't know if any of the other pages are also missing maps, but I just kind of figured that would be my luck. That the one that I require is missing. But yeah, I guess exploring this area is pretty cool. Maybe we'll find some other things. Am I swimming frogs? I've gotten that before? Speaking of buying things, made a big mistake during the beginning of the Christmas sale, holiday sale, or whatever. Yes. I finally bought the Castlevania Anniversary Collection. And I figured, you know, that will really help me in writing... Well, not so much writing, but in producing my Castlevania review. Because, like, it's the easiest way to record footage of the game, like, that's official. Like, so it's like, yeah, I could record from an emulator, right? But then I'm recording like an illegitimate version of the game, and even if, like, you know, nothing happens with like Konami, right? Or anything. Like, I don't want people saying like, oh, like he didn't play the game right, or it's on an emulator, right? And it's like, I could hook up my NES Mini to my capture card and record that way. I could get a AV to HDMI and record it from the cartridge. But I figured I would just, you know, get the Anniversary Collection and record that. And it has the nice little CRT filter, so I can show off the cartridge, and I can hold my NES controller, and I can pretend, for the sake of production, that I'm playing the original NES version. This is a little behind-the-scenes look. So when the video is finally produced and made, you will see an NES cartridge, and you will see an NES controller, which is actually funny, because the NES controller I have, obviously, is for the Mini. And the NES cartridge, obviously, is for an NES, which I don't own an original NES. I have a Retro Duo. The oldest system that I own is a Super Nintendo. Yeah, and that's Super Nintendo, not Super Nintendo. There's a joke regarding as it's put, the fans of the ass-Polish variety when it comes to Cinemassacre and AVGN, Games Raw, where they poke fun at his pronunciation of Super Nintendo, because he like drops the N and he says like Super Nintendo, and it's very bizarre, and it's something like I kind of noticed, which, I mean, for me it's all like in good fun. I mean, it's a weird like pronunciation mistake, and like I would be remiss to like openly, like, and it's like wholeheartedly like mock someone for their inability to speak when I have my own issues involving pronunciation and my own speech impediment. I understand the struggle of that, and you know, coming from one person who can't speak to another who can't, like, it does suck if someone's like genuinely like making fun of you. And for all of my grievances with the current state of Cinemassacre, I don't actually want to make fun of James's inability to say Super Nintendo for some reason, even though it's really fucking funny. Or even like who everyone calls the slobs, you know, the screen wave guys. Like, I've got my problems with how the direction has gone with their help. I don't really think that the episodes that they've helped with have been, you know, to the quality that I think the fans want or expect. And I think a lot of things are phoned in. And, you know, I keep putting off that episode 200, you know, 3-parter, because, like, I saw the surfing nerd bit, and part of me, like I really, like, had, like, a visceral reaction to it. Because it was, like, I remember, like, the surfing bird shit from, like, Family Guy being, like, really popular. Like, probably around the time I was, like, really heavy into AVGN. So that would have been, like, and I keep hiccuping, I'm so sorry if that gets picked up. But, yeah, it was, like, I must have been, like, in middle school. So it's, like, it's so behind, and it's like, it's not, like, relevant, and, like, I mean, James, like, the whole AVGN shtick is, like, you know, dwelling on the past, so, like, being relevant doesn't matter. If you covered relevant shit, you wouldn't be talking about, like, NES games. But at the same time, it's like, he's not even, like, writing it anymore. Like, it's so obvious that, like, other people are writing, because, like, the dialogue doesn't sound like it's, like, James's writing if you, like, compare it to, like, the older episodes. So it's really frustrating. Again, that's why that's what inspired me to start this Castlevania video. I want to capture that spirit of what made me, like, enjoy the older nerd episodes, as I've said. I still don't know, like, how, like, you know, angry do I want to get, because, like, I can get mad at video games. Like, I'm not gonna lie and say, like, I'm above that. If anyone was in the room with me while I was playing M-Mod for Half-Life 2, I think they would have been horrified with some of the stuff that was, like, coming out of my mouth. I don't try to, like, I guess no one really tries to get mad, right? But what I should say is, like, I don't try to, like, go, like, get too mad, because, you know, it is just a game and I'm just trying to have fun. But eventually the frustration does set in, and you're like, you do start to get, like, genuinely kind of pissed. You know, that's why, like, I specifically call it mad at video games, because, you know, you're mad, but you have to, like, remind yourself that it's, like, over something stupid. But yeah, I don't know how angry, like, I really, like, cause I don't want to, like, I know, like, the whole angry review thing is, like, kind of past, like, Irate Gamer got, like, eternal shit for stealing that. I say steal, but, you know, so many people have done it. But for having that shtick after AVGN already existed. So I think the important thing is to really only kind of express the anger in, like, the writing and delivery of lines. For stuff that's, like, relevant, like, if you genuinely felt, like, pissed off while you were playing a game, like, or at least with something, a specific part of the game, you know, I think it's good to, like, write that in, as long as you can, like, be clever about it. I mean, I know, like, Angry Joe's name is Angry Joe, but, like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've ever watched an Angry Joe video. I know back when I browsed V, Angry Joe was one of the personalities they love to make threads on. And it was always like, what's his name again? And, you know, there was all of the incorrect, like, versions of his name, like Enraged Enrique and Perturbed Pablo and stuff like that. So, actually, it's funny too. My friend sent me an Irate Gamer video, like maybe about a week or so ago. Maybe it was like closer to 2 weeks now. Oh no, I can't be stuck down here, right? Do I don't have water, like, right? Oh wait, yeah, no, I'm totally not stuck, because I unlocked that shortcut. But yeah, I don't want to, like, make a fool of myself. Like, I'd like to be funny, right? Don't get me wrong, but I don't want to, like, exaggerated, like, haha funny faces and, like, overly, like exaggerated, pretty much anything like that, like, that's just, like, way too exaggerated. Like, I'd like to avoid that. I'd still like the review, while it'd be nice for it to be, oh, what? Why did... I'd still like for it to be entertaining. I would also like for it to still have an informative quality. And to be interesting. Like, so it's like it's kind of like a line, you know. It's like how clever, creative do I get? How clinical do I stay? You know, you're talking about video games, so you want to be fun and you want to kind of convey what it feels like to play the game to someone who's never played it before, and, you know, make a case as to why or why not they would want to play it. And I do love Castlevania. It's a fantastic game, and I haven't played a lot of the series, a lot of the, like, the Game Boy Advance and DS games. Like, I just never played because I wasn't exposed to them, and I wasn't exposed to, like, the PS2 games. So, like, there's, like, genuinely a huge period of Castlevania that I'm, like, really, like, ignorant about, because I just don't know it. But, like, the classic games, like, everything up to Symphony of the Night, it's like all games that I've played, and they're all games that I love, and they're good to talk about because I can genuinely appreciate the good moments of them, because they're really good games. But at the same time, like, it's one of those games where, like, it's very easy to talk about, like what's bad and what's, like really frustrating about them. So I think it's good material to work with, because it's very easy to be genuine talking about a game like that, especially when you like it. Because I don't need to lie and make up things about, like, why, like, what aspects of Castlevania I think are bad or, like, are frustrating. Because I've been playing the game, like, a lot lately. Like, I played on NES Mini. I played it on Famicom Disk System on an emulator. I played the Akumajo Dracula. And now I'm playing the official, like, emulated PC port with the Castlevania collection. So it's like, I've got plenty of ways to play it, and, like, I've gotta play it all the way and record it and, like, have good footage that's related to my points that I'm making. So, like, especially, like, it's still fresh in my mind. Like, I can still say, like, you know, like, my honest to God true feelings. You know, I could do that on, like, any game that I've played a lot and that I really like, but that's, you know, really hard, or not even really hard, but it could just be, like, challenging or have its quirks that I don't like. I don't know if it's gonna stay in the script, because in my script I have kind of like a sort of like a joke, right? Because yeah, Castlevania is like a very like precision, like platforming, like real time kind of game, and so I kind of have like a joke that could lead into something else if I want to go that way. Is I mentioned like, oh, you know, after playing like such a stressful like action game, like the perfect thing to relax and cool down with would be like a turn-based like RPG, because you know those games are slower. You don't, you know, it's easier to for me at least. You know, it's easier for me to relax with like a JRPG, because they're turn-based and like there's a lot of text and dialogue, and it's more about the story than like the gameplay for a lot. But I still find a good JRPG will have great gameplay with turn-based combat. It's something that'll really make you think. But and I was thinking like, all right, well now what would be, you know, to make this like funny, right? Because obviously you can be like, oh haha, you know, I'm gonna cool down with the JRPG, like so what? But I thought it'd be funny if I, you know, did one that's like really tough and has like a lot of like bullshit elements. And
I'll go with this.
I thought of this because I was listening to a lot of different like video game music from the time of Castlevania, like NES era stuff, just to kind of get in the mood, or like when I'm thinking about like and what I'm writing about.
I'll go with this.
So on my playlist comes up I think it's the Daedalus theme from Megami Tensei, and I'm thinking like that's a game that like pisses me off. Like it's I love that game, but
I'll go with this.
like it can really like piss me off. So I was like, it'd be funny if I say like, oh, I'm gonna relax with an RPG. Oh, like what's this here? Oh, I've got Kyoyaku Megami Tensei. Like, oh, you know, it's just some JRPG. Like, obviously, like I am a big like SMT fan.
But only vaguely.
So
in detail.
I'm thinking that like if is, you know, like as a character, right?
Really?
Like this, what if some guy was like, oh yeah, whatever, just somehow I know this RPG exists without knowing anything about Megaten.
Yes.
Uh,
Are you ever going to?
I thought it'd be funny because then it's like, oh, they'd really get pissed about some of the stuff later in the game. Like there are enemies in the game
Back then,
that
experiments left me feeling stripped of my humanity. The pain from the
that like
crystal
steal
was almost
XP and levels from you.
At one point,
And I think that's
I
pretty
lost my will
common
to
in
live
some of the older
entirely.
RPGs, but it's something that has like always frustrated me, like because it's the game wasting your time.
How long are you going to pretend you're human? We're monsters now. But I'll never forget what he said to me.
So I thought that'd be funny, like lead in to like something else, but I don't know if I have the patience to do an undertaking as intense as reviewing the original Megami Tensei, because that's kind of a long game, and again, it's a very frustrating game. So I'd have to like I'd have to play it for a long time, and there's a lot to talk about, and I wouldn't know how to approach it. But it's something I can always leave open for later. Another game I could talk about, it's one of my favorite games of all time, is Bloodborne. I absolutely adore Bloodborne. And it has its moments that like make me want to stop playing.
Sorry, I know it's a long story.
Especially if you're trying to like
No.
do all of the optional stuff.
I'm glad I asked about it.
Of course.
I get into like jokes with one of my friends because when he first started playing Bloodborne, he was having a lot of trouble with like Gascoigne, and I was like, "Ah, come on! Like Gascoigne's easy. Like you just parry him. Like it's no big deal." And he's like, "Yeah, well, he's really hard, and I can't get the timing down." And I was like, "Oh, well, whatever. You just gotta get good, you know? Like I'm just playing around." And he gets further into the game, and I was like, "Oh man, dude! Like look out!" For Rom the Vasquez spider. It's a really tough boss. Like he gives me like a hard time like every playthrough. And he's like, "Oh, I already beat Rom. It was really easy. I did it on my first try." And so I was yeah. And it became like I was like, "You motherfucker. Like you're lying to me." It's like, "No, I'm serious. I beat him on my first try." And I was like, I was mad because I've always like had a grudge with Rom. I was like, you know, I want to beat him. I guess it's a her, right? So that's a boss that like, and it's frustrating too because apparently like everyone thinks Rom is easy, and I'm like I cannot beat Rom on my first try, like, ever. Another one is Lady Maria. Like, a lot of people are like, "Oh, Lady Maria is that bad? You just parry her." I cannot for the life of me like, get Lady Maria's patterns down. But I somehow had an easier time with Orphan of Kos. So that's gotta piss someone off, right? I can go, "Oh, Orphan of Kos wasn't nearly as bad as Lady Maria, like you're smoking crack." So, I mean, I guess it's just down to what different players are used to, and what like everyone has that boss they can't beat. It's not always the same one. I will admit though, as much as I'll say Orphan of Kos isn't as bad as Lady Maria. Oh, he's still a real tough fight. I would not call really any of the bosses in the DLC easy. Ludwig was a really tough boss, and he's like the first one. FromSoft, I think, just has like a habit of really making their DLCs like tough, like even for people. I guess because it's made for people who've played the game a lot. Because I'm sure by the time a DLC for a FromSoft game comes out, people have probably already beaten the game like a couple times, like if they're big fans of it. So like they make DLC for people who are like really good at their games. And I guess I can appreciate that. I think that's good. I just realized I've recorded like for almost like an hour. It's been 40 minutes, and still have not made progress. But hey, I did explore that one area a bit, so maybe that's good. So yeah, if I get into the groove with making reviews, it could be something I could put out every now and then. It's a bit more interesting than just like a regular Let's Play. I was thinking, because I have all this SMT5 footage, I could, like, I guess pretty easily, like, reuse that if I need to I saw Wolfwood. Oh, maybe it's... There we go. That looks fucking nuts. But, yeah, it could be pretty easy to, like, reuse some of that footage if I need to make a review of that. Because I do have a lot of things to say about that game. Positive and negative. But again, reviewing an RPG is like kind of an endeavor, and it's kind of late to the punch, I guess. But I think I have a lot of opinions on how I feel about that game versus other SMTs. I think it's still a good game. I want to make sure that's known, because I do still have my share of issues with it. And I don't think it's as good as 3 or 4, to be honest. I think 4. I'm trying to think, because I don't want to contradict myself. Because honestly, both 3 and 4 are such good games. I think they're both, like, I can't pick like a favorite with those two, like, so they're like in my list of like favorite games, like they both are there. Where? I really, I feel like I'm going nuts trying to find OD. Oh my god, he's here. He's here the whole time.
OD, you seem to know a lot. How does one board the train here in the castle?
That old thing. Why would you want to?
Because?
You need credentials to pass through the station gate. I could give you mine.
Really?
But the credentials must carry your photograph in order to be valid.
My what?
Ah, that's right. Your kind hasn't invented photography yet. But if anyone has come close, it would be the church. If you know any men or women of the cloth, they may be able to help you.
Oh, a photograph! I have one of those!
Well now, misprepared. Here you are. Your very own credentials.
Thank you, OD.
You're quite the avid reader. I suppose it's only fair I let you borrow more books at once.
So now I can have 2 books. I have Constitution. I think it might be good to have more luck so I can get shards more.
Be certain to return what you borrow.
Yeah, sorry, bud. You're not getting any fucking books back. Alright. So I need to just make my way backwards, I guess. I'm very frustrated with myself that I consistently was blind to that. I was like, I could have sworn I was losing my mind. I was like, why can't I find OD? Like, this makes no sense. I gotta remember to dock my Switch when I'm done with this, so I think tomorrow I'll record some more SMT5. I do wanna finish that game very much, and I would like to bring more games to this channel. Tomorrow, tomorrow might be a little busy, but I'll make it work. Yeah, I'm a little upset because I don't have anything to like do a pack racking video. I'm all out of cards, so I feel bad because I wanted to have that be like a kind of a consistent thing. Because, I mean, my banner does say card openings and more. And I'd like to have more card openings. But there's just no cards. And, I don't... With the Steam sale, it's like... You know, I spend a good amount of money. So, to me, it's like... In my brain, I'm like, spend the money on the cards, too. Like... I should probably wait. I've got other things I need to worry about too. So there might be some in the coming weeks, but I think Mondays might be empty for a little bit because I don't want to. I want to keep Monday sacred. Mondays are for things that are more than just Let's Plays. So, did I save? If I have to ask that question, that probably means I should go back and save. But let's live a little dangerously. I guess it's a head thing, right? Or maybe it's ingredient. So yeah, I know I mentioned this. I mentioned the crust collection. I do plan on doing some of that. I've got some stuff on the way, actually from eBay. That I ordered. Kind of. Oh, I'll let this thing get through talk.
I didn't come here to fight.
Then you should not have come at all. But our clash may have to wait.
Oh, this train.
You catch on quickly. I have business further ahead. But I find myself at odds with the powerful witchery driving these carriages.
Surely nothing a man of your ability cannot handle.
I already conducted a search inside. But there is an area I cannot pass because of the sorcery it requires.
Ah. Well, it just so happens I have business ahead as well. Does this mean we have a truce?
For now. What?
That looks so goofy. Miriam has a fucking wolf on her head. Wow, Zangetsu's following me around? But yeah, I have an eBay order on the way that I guess, to be like entirely honest, I wasn't like expecting to win, but it turns out nobody else bid on them. So I have some Hololive packs on the way. We did more of the Weiss Schwarz Hololive. It's not a whole booster box. It's just like 3 packs. The price was like.
Get on this train.
Price was like decent enough. Zangetsu, I fell.
Miriam, get on this train.
Miriam, get on this train. Train. Miriam, we're on this train. I don't know if I have enough time to do this, but I guess we just gotta run. Oh, thanks for the level up, Zangetsu.
Miriam, get this open.
Oh.
Miriam, get this open.
Oh god. Am I gonna run out of time? What did I get? Flying dagger.
I will cut down
Oh yeah, this is boss in Curse of the Moon, huh?
Stay behind.
Oh, okay. I thought we were like
Stay behind.
we were doing that thing again, where I stay behind you. Yeah. Ooh, oh, nice.
Finish it.
Oh. What? That's not how that's supposed to work.
You have my thanks.
Save your thanks. I didn't do it for you.
Fine. But I owe you all the same. You are a fierce one, Shardbinder Miriam.
Ugh. Shardbinder Miriam. I'm voiced by David Hayter. I eat gravel for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I was at my gravulist. I was at my gravulist when I voiced Big Boss, Peace Walker. But now I'm very upset with Kojimbo because he wanted Kiefer Sunderland to voice Big Boss. I do understand though. I was a little upset when I played Ground Zeroes for the first time and I did not hear David Hayter because I was not following anything about the development of MGS5. So I was like utterly shocked to not hear like David Hayter as Snake. I was like, this is not Snake. I've heard Snake. This is not Snake. So, I imagine that, you know, the man himself was not pleased. Why do I have a feeling that I completely missed a save point?
Oh, Miriam. Dominique.
Dominique?
What are you doing here?
Looking for Zangetsu. Have you seen him?
Yes. We fought together aboard the train. Perhaps I misjudged his intentions.
What? Zangetsu was with you. But that's...
Is something wrong?
I asked him to go to the underground sands, but he must have chosen to disregard that request. If you see him again, would you ask him to report back to me?
All right.
Alfred could spring a trap on any one of us at any time. I hope Zangetsu gets his priorities straight. Thank you, Miriam. And stay safe.
Interesting. There we go. Save station. Which is perfect because it's about an hour in. And I think this is a good place to stop it off. So thank you for watching. And take care. Have a good one.